What is going on, guys? Carter here with Edged Mindset. Taking a look at another knife. You've seen this one before. I've seen this one before, but this one's a little bit different. So this is the Microtech Glykon. So I got this pretty early on when it was first released as the actual production line, right? So typical Microtech. First it came out as a custom. You know what? I'll show the blade. I was going to wait to show the blade because I really, really like the blade on this, but we'll do it right now. Woo! Yeah, baby. Full serrations on this. Looks really, really cool. We'll talk about that in a minute. But typical Microtech fashion, they did the customs first. Cool. Awesome. Yippee. Then they did a signature line. Cool. Awesome. Yippee. The signature line was overpriced. You know, they were going for like, I don't know, $1,400 or something like that. But, you know, whatever. The assumption was that the regular production release of this that would come after that would be a watered down version of the signature line. The signature line usually has extra flourishes like this, some great, some small, like this Hera here has a frag pattern on the aluminum. Everything else is pretty standard. You can see it's got the signature there. Sometimes they're more, sometimes they're DLC coated. Sometimes they got carbon fiber. Sometimes they've got Damascus even. You know, they're kind of a, between a production and a custom line. They've got extra stuff and they've got some of the materials and features of the custom, usually to a lesser degree. Sometimes they're almost as cool as the custom. So it's kind of give or take. But the signature line is meant to be that in between. So the assumption was when the production line came out, it would be a watered down version of the signature line. I assumed that maybe it wouldn't have these titanium inserts, or maybe the blade would be a little simpler or something. But then the production came out and it was literally the exact same as the signature line. To this day, I have not heard anybody ever point to anything that was better on the signature line than the production line. They're the exact same, but the production line was going for like almost a third of the cost of what the signature line was going for. Created kind of an uproar because people paid insane money for the signature line, and then the production line comes out and it's basically the exact same thing, just without a signature on the pocket clip, which was kind of a bizarre move for Microtech. Not sure what happened there. I don't know if they planned on doing a lesser version and it just turned out to be just as cost effective. I don't know. Who knows? But so here is, so I picked at one of the production versions and I promptly sold it, mainly because I thought it looked a little bit goofy. I didn't love the design. I liked a lot of the things they were trying to do with it. I like a lot of the upgrades they were trying to do with it, but I didn't love that actual knife, and I didn't love the look of it, and they were in high demand, so I knew I could make a couple bucks, and I had lost so much money in selling. I was like, I got to take every opportunity to make a couple bucks. So I sold it. You know, shoot me, whatever. I will die on that hill that I don't feel bad about selling knives for more than retail, because I take so many hits all the time. If I get a chance to come out ahead once in a while, I'm going to take it. Anyways, I sold it. And I kind of missed it, kind of regretted it. And then I found out that they're doing this apocalyptic finish and the full serrations. I couldn't pass it up. So I freaking bought this. I didn't get it for a deal. I paid full stupid retail for this thing. But I love it. I'm glad I got it. Should have waited for one to pop up on secondary, but I didn't. So here it is. Now, it's cool because it's got a duotone apocalyptic finish on the blade. It's got the satin flats with the apocalyptic finish, which is basically just an acid etch stonewash finish on here. I love how the full serrations, I believe this is considered fully serrated. It gets a little confusing on the double edge ones because there's like so many different tiers. You can have a full serration on one side. Maybe this isn't full double serrated. Maybe this is double partial serrated actually. I'm not sure, but it is kind of interesting because of the bayonet style blade. You can really only have a partial serration on this side, but I kind of like how it's even, like the amount of serrations are even on both sides, but they're offset because of the milling and the bayonet style blade. And I mentioned this in my original one. I like how it has this place to put your thumb so you can bear down and cut, but then it's got the coolness of the double edge as well, which is great for OTFs because that's about the only time that you can have it sharp on both sides as an OTF. I know some people have done side opening ones, but it's tricky and awkward and kind of weird, and oftentimes you can still get cut. So I think that's just cool. I don't know. It just looks cool. But the Apocalyptic finish doesn't end on the blade. It covers all the hardware, which is one thing I like about Microtech is they do it on the pocket clip. They do it on these titanium inserts here. They do it on the titanium backspacer, even on this lanyard hole thing, all the screws and the actuation button, which I'm not sure. Usually these are aluminum, but I don't know how they got it so dark. I don't know if they anodized the aluminum and then tumbled it, or I don't know. I'm not sure how they do the Apocalyptic finish on titanium and aluminum, but it looks very even and it looks really, really good. Super, super cool. And it kind of just makes this thing pop to me. I didn't like the bead blasted titanium inlays on the first one I had with the plain stonewash blade. This one just kind of is awesome. So one of the things I like about the Glykon, I don't love the form factor like I mentioned before. It's a little off-putting me, a little weird. I don't like the tri-button thing. I mean, it's kind of cool as a gimmick. It's kind of cool how they made it work. It doesn't really do anything for me. I don't really need it. It's difficult to actuate it front ways anyways because it's so small. Really, I can only ever double pinch finger it to close it. Normally, I just use this large actuation button here, but I like the effort. I like that they included more titanium in this OTF. One of the problems that Microtech has had is they do their OTFs or have done their OTFs pretty cheap. 6061 chassis, bent titanium pocket clip, you know, really nothing extraordinary. This model kind of takes it up a notch. Love the titanium. I love the milling work on the blade. I like how they have the Microtech in there. And it just looks like one of those cool models. I don't know how long it's going to stick around, but it just seems like one of those models where in 5 years it's going to be gone, and I'm going to be kicking myself if I don't have one. There's a lot of cool Microtechs that came out back in the day, like the Whale Shark, and a lot of these, the collaborations with Strider that I used to have that I am mad that I sold because they're long gone and they still look really, really cool and still done really cool. I didn't want to have that happen with this guy, so picked another one up. Couldn't be happier with this particular configuration. I think it looks really, really cool. And I think the Glykon is kind of a win for Microtech. Now, there is a little bit of controversy because there's a cheap Kershaw, I forget the name of it, that looks eerily similar to this, to the point where people have turned it into a meme. And it is kind of odd because it's pretty dang close, but it's very strange if Tony looked at this cheap Kershaw and said, I'm going to turn that into a high-end OTF. Very strange, but Microtech is known for doing some strange things in their history, so I wouldn't put it past them. But pretty cool. I like it. Glykon. All right, guys, that's it. Glykon, let me know. What do you think down below? Is this one that you would ever pick up, or is it stupid? Is it trash? I think it's cool. All right, guys, I'm out.